This is Ashley with WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst things Seto Kaiba has done.
Your little brother was captured because of you! Stay down like the sniveling, defeated dog I've turned you into.
Are you alright, Joey?
Surrender, Yugi. That is, unless you have the courage to unleash your attack!
For this list, we'll be looking at the most heinous acts the dragon-obsessed duelist has committed. But what's your favourite Seto Kaiba moment? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, you can catch me on Twitter at AshJBo, so head over there, give me a follow, and let me know which Yu-Gi-Oh list you want to see next. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below. Number 10. Rubbing salt in the Pharaoh's wounds. If a duelist plays the Seal of Orichalcos, the loser gets their soul taken. After the Pharaoh activates the card and is beaten by Raphael, Yugi's soul is sealed away in his stead.
Rebecca, they got him.
Got who?
Yugi. Yugi, no! What are you doing here?
It only needs one of us, so I'm letting the seal take me instead.
No!
The defeated duelist agrees to call his billionaire rival Kaiba to get some help saving Yugi. But when the rich boy finds out the Pharaoh lost, he doesn't handle the news well.
Whatever. Kaiba doesn't believe in all that magic stuff anyway. Yeah, it's all some kind of hocus-pocus mind trick.
Kaiba immediately starts screaming at his rival. He calls the Pharaoh a disgrace for losing his title. Although we weren't expecting Kaiba to give his rival a pep talk, we at least hoped he would express some sympathy. Way to kick a Pharaoh when they're down, Kaiba.
Yugi lost!
Yugi gave his Duel Monsters Championship crown to some nobody? No one deserves that title but me!
Number 9. Betraying the Big Five. When Kaiba was a child, he wanted control of Kaiba Corp.
Your treachery began when your stepfather, Gozaburo, gave you $10 million to test your business skills.
He agreed to share power with a group of executives called the Big Five if they helped with a rather convoluted takeover plan.
Seto, as Kaiba Corp's board of directors, we're curious why you've called us here.
They agreed, and what was the result when they finally got control? He stripped them of all their power. Their intense anger over Kaiba's betrayal eventually led to a whole filler arc where they attempted to hijack the bodies of Yugi and company from inside a virtual world. And to think their reign of terror could have been avoided if Kaiba just honored his end of the deal.
You never intended to run Kaiba Corp with us as a team like you promised. When you became president, you took away our responsibilities. You used me.
Number 8. Using duelists as bait for rare hunters. The Rare Hunters are a group of shady duelists who love stealing high-quality cards, no matter the cost. Ishizu asks Kaiba to lure these criminals out of the shadows by throwing a tournament where the competitors have to bet their rarest card.
I'll organize this tournament,
I thank you.
but I'm not going to set it up because of your fairy tales and your hocus-pocus mind tricks. I want to reclaim my title as the #1 duelist.
Without asking any follow-up questions, he immediately sets it up, while also allowing the Rare Hunters to hack into his company's system and enter as many people as they want.
Well, so much praise, so little time. Who shall I hunt first?
Hey, freak! I knew I'd find you.
Didn't you learn your lesson?
By allowing them all in, he put all his tournament participants in unnecessary danger. Rare Hunters had no problem ambushing innocent people or sending them to the Shadow Realm after all.
Rare Hunters, they took my bait.
Number 7. Showing no sympathy for Alistair. Before Kaiba Corp focused on games, they provided weapons of war. Unfortunately for Alistair and his village, tanks and bombs hit harder than her blue eyes, with all the chaos separating him from his brother in the process.
Oh! It's the tanks!
Quick, follow me!
Help!
Mikey! Where are you, pal?
When Kaiba discovers his company was responsible for tearing two siblings apart, he shows no sympathy. He insists that it wasn't his fault because he wasn't running things at the time, before going a step further and actually blaming Alistair for losing his brother.
You better explain yourself!
As a brother, it was your duty to protect him at all costs, and you failed, Alistair! Your little brother was captured because of you!
Since Kaiba is extremely protective of Mokuba, you would think he would be a little more understanding. But instead of offering condolences, he sends Alistair's soul packing without mercy.
You're just mad at yourself because you let him down.
Number 6, pulling the Pharaoh out of the Afterlife.
I've been waiting for you, Pharaoh.
After spending 3,000 years trapped within the Millennium Puzzle, the Pharaoh finally got to rest in the Afterlife. Of course, Kaiba being Kaiba, he couldn't handle not being able to fight his rival again. He uses his considerable resources to go to Egypt, finds the puzzle pieces, and then bullies Yugi into putting it back together, only for him to prove the puzzle no longer contains the spirits of the King of Games.
It wasn't easy, it still isn't, but I had to let him go. And you have to as well.
This leads Kaiba to do what any reasonable person would do: use a magic item to transport his soul into the afterlife so he can fight the Pharaoh there. Kaiba truly has no respect for the living or the dead. Number 5, constantly bullying Joey. Kaiba's hobbies include duel monsters, building dragon-themed jets, and insulting Joey Wheeler.
That's right, Joey, stay down. Stay down like the sniveling, defeated dog I've turned you into.
Are you alright, Joey?
Despite the fact that they're both respectable duelists, the two never got along. Kaiba could never resist an opportunity to make himself seem superior while insulting Joey's skills. Unfortunately, the bullying often went beyond harsh burns. He made sure that Joey had too low of a ranking to compete in the Battle City tournament, and keep in mind, this is the same competition that allowed literal card thieves to enter.
I'm sorry, you've only got 1 star. Your ranking is much too low to enter.
That can't be!
Kaiba frequently failed to look beyond his elitism and blind hatred to recognize Joey's true talents.
Hold on, Kaiba! Why don't you duel me? We'll see who gets the 3rd place crown, unless of course you're scared of losing to me.
Number 4, hurting Yugi's grandfather. It's crazy to think how evil Kaiba was in the very first episode. When he finds out Yugi's grandpa, Solomon, has a Blue Eyes White Dragon card, the rich boy tries to buy and trade for it.
To me, old man, give me your Blue Eyes White Dragon card and I'll trade you all of these.
When his offers are refused, Kaiba sends his goons to force Solomon into a duel. From there, things just spiral.
Grandpa! Grandpa! Are you okay?
With the duel leaving Gramps way worse for wear, all before Kaiba pours salt into the wounds and tears up the blue eyes right in front of him.
It was fair. And look at the sweet prize I won.
The shock of seeing his treasured card being torn to shreds didn't help Solomon's medical condition. Number 3, failed to provide medical attention. Nearly every duel that took place on the Battle City blimp was a shadow game. The loser of each of these matchups ended up unconscious or worse. But no matter how bad their conditions got, Kaiba refused to redirect the blimp so people could go get proper medical care, repeatedly allowing matches to continue.
That's ridiculous!
Wake up, Joey. You can do it.
Come on, buddy!
At one point, Yugi and his friends had to literally beg Kaiba to send doctors to a near comatose Bakura.
Don't you understand? Bakura needs help!
He's been unconscious since losing his duel.
And if he gets any worse than he is right now, you'll be responsible.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
We understand the young business prodigy doesn't believe in magic or shadow games, but Kaiba should believe in the lawsuits he'll receive for not getting people help sooner.
Whoa, this is nuts. Marek's gone over the line this time. We gotta stop this duel now before things get any worse.
There's no way I can stop this duel now. I must witness Ra's special ability with my own eyes.
Number 2, forcing Yugi to surrender. During Duelist Kingdom, Kaiba's sole goal was to save his brother from Pegasus's clutches. But to do so, he's got to wipe out Yugi and the Pharaoh in a rematch. When things start to go pear-shaped, Kaiba threatens to step over the castle's edge if he loses.
Is this a trick? Yeah, what's he up to?
Kaiba! Stop this!
Although the Pharaoh is willing to let Seto Kaiba fall, Yugi takes over and lets him lose the duel.
Yugi!
She's right! We can't do this! Stop!
Kaiba's desperate threat is an incredibly cheap way for him to win. He also never stops to consider Yugi is also trying to save a loved one. Kaiba was clearly willing to do anything to save his brother, except ask for help.
Surrender, Yugi. That is, unless you have the courage to unleash your attack.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, nearly blowing up Yugi and his friends. It's official, playing against Seto Kaiba is also liable as a death sentence. As the Battle City finals come to a close, Kaiba decides to cap things off with a literal bang by setting the island to self-destruct, all without making sure anyone else got off safely.
This is insane!
If Yugi and friends hadn't found a spare helicopter, they wouldn't have survived the explosion. Meanwhile, Kaiba was safe and sound in his iconic Blue Eyes White Dragon jet.
Say what?
What's more, when he discovers that the rest of the cast nearly perished, he makes fun of them. This stunt should have landed Kaiba in jail, but the cocky duelist went free and went on to host more life-threatening tournaments. So, do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.